Hello folks, Alex here. This is Alex Unabridged, and today I'm going to take a trip back in time to look at one of my favourite childhood books. So welcome back to the channel if that is the case. Yes, I'm going to take a little trip back in time today and start off a new series. I've been clearing some books out and doing some kind of rearranging and all that kind of stuff, and I come across some of my childhood favourites that I've kept hold of, and I thought I'd do a little series where I look at one of my childhood favourites each episode, and just look at, why I think it was my favourite and how it's influenced me, I think, as a reader and as a creative person and just generally as a human being. So I will try and keep these short. We'll just do one book each episode, and I'll drop the episodes as and when, basically. So yes, we're going to kick this off with one that actually came to mind a little while ago because of some artwork that I was doing. And that is Bunny Rabbit Rebus, a story in words and pictures. I loved this book when I was a kid. Absolutely loved it. I read it time and time again. And the story is, it's a cute little story. The story is about a hungry little bunny rabbit who goes to his mum one day and says, I'm hungry, I want something to eat. And she tries to find the carrots that she got to give him a carrot, but he says, no, I've eaten them all. So she tries to find the lettuce, and he's eaten all of that as well. And she goes to her secret stash of things, and he's found that, and he's eaten that as well. So she has to go out to try and find him some more food. So she goes to Sleepy Rabbit to try and get some more carrots and lettuce. But Sleepy Rabbit wants something from her first. He needs something. So she has to go on a merry chase, basically, from person to person or animal to animal, to find all the various things that they need so that she can get the food for this hungry little rabbit. But as they're going along on this mission, each of the creatures that they go and visit, so there's duck and hen and mouse and Sleepy Rabbit, they all give little rabbit some food. So by the time Mother Rabbit has finished running around like a blue-ass fly doing all these things so that the little rabbit can eat, he's so stuffed with other things that people have given him that by the time they get home with the food that she has now managed to source, he's full and he doesn't want to eat it. But it's an amusing little story. It's kind of your typical sort of kids story, but it's so beautifully done as a rebus. So it uses little symbols along with the words. So you kind of have to decipher the symbols as you go along, so that you can read the story. And I remember being absolutely fascinated with this concept of a rebus. And I'm still kind of fascinated with it as a concept. I like things that are, written in symbols. When I got a bit older, I became fascinated with hieroglyphs and runes and things like that. And as an artist now, I use sort of symbols and symbolic forms to try and communicate things. I love that mixture of language, written language and visual language, visual communication. And I mean, this has there's a lovely glossary in the back, so if you get stuck, as a kid, you can look up what the symbols, the images mean, and it has a full sort of text version of the story in the back as well. Just the actual story as well. I just remember I loved puzzling over it. I loved sitting down, not just getting a nice little story, but actually having to do some work for it in terms of figuring it out and sort of coming up with my own as well. I think I remember like writing some of my own sort of very short stories, but trying to sort of figure out how to make words out of pictures using the sounds of words, you know, that kind of thing. It's like I was absolutely fascinated by it, and that fascination has continued through, you know, to now. I mean, which we're now talking, you know, 30 something years later. That fascination is still there. So in terms of like a book that has been hugely influential in terms of how I think and, you know, what interests me in terms of how a story is told and visualized, you know, this was a really important one. And this is not my original copy. This is one that my sister bought me a while back when I'd mentioned it. I said, oh, do you remember that? Oh, I'd love to get a copy of that. And she bought me a copy, because I don't think we still have the original copy. But yeah, so this is the first one. Absolutely loved this. And as I say, has like fed into my my, you know, professional work as well as an artist. So for that, I'm very, very thankful that this existed. So yeah, so that is the first in this series. I will keep these short and sweet, but do let me know in the comments if you've read and remember Bunny Rabbit Rebus, and if you know of any other kind of kids books or adult books that use the kind of the Rebus style. Because I'd be very interested in looking out more. So yes, but I will leave it there for today. Thank you very much for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider giving me a like and subscribing for more content coming very soon. But from me, for now, that's ta-ra.